Milwaukee is in the national spotlight.
The CNN show United Shades of America with Kamau Bell focused last night's episode on race relations in Milwaukee, specifically being black in the city. The hour-long episode tackled how racism has shaped the Brew City over the years.
So let's talk about this. Joining us this afternoon is Reggie Jackson, the head griot of the African American Holocaust Museum. And Reggie, you are a historian, and that's why you were part of this interview. The national audience got to look at what's going on here in Milwaukee.
Yeah, absolutely. You know, one of the things that CNN wanted to do was to give people an understanding of the nature of segregation in Milwaukee and how it's impacted the city in terms of race relations. And, you know, anytime someone's doing a story about segregation, they always either call someone in Milwaukee or they come to Milwaukee. So we were kind of picked specifically for that reason, and also because of the civil unrest that happened in Sherman Park.
And in this, this piece, we talk about systematic, institutionalized racism. And I like what Simone Sanders says when she defined racism as it being not just prejudice, but prejudice plus power. How has that impacted our city over the years?
Well, you know, most people kind of think of racism as individual acts of bigotry, but people who study this and people who really talked about it a lot, especially the scholarship developed over the last 30 years, talk about the effect of people being prejudiced, and anybody can be prejudiced, but without power behind that prejudice, that then those acts really don't mean a whole lot, and that's where institutional and structural
the institutions, right? The banks or the
education system,
right? Those things. So you use an interesting term in the piece there. It's Mississippi, Wisconsin, yeah. And Mississippi.
Yeah. Please explain.
Well, yeah.
Well, I do it for two reasons. One, I was born in Mississippi, okay, and then I was raised in Wisconsin. Okay. But I also tell people that when we talk about, you know, Mississippi's reputation as being a very racist place, well, black people in Wisconsin will tell you that it's not much different than it is in Mississippi. It's not out in the open in the same way. It's kind of more hidden here, but the impacts of it are pretty much the same here as they are in Mississippi.
So we're going to have you back, because I know we talked about the history, but there are things going on to change the history.
And he's working with that and a lot of people in our communities to try to go past this conversation and turn to action.
Yeah, absolutely. So there's a lot of work. Thank you for having me.
Appreciate you.